Let's get rolling.
Okey dokey.
Can we please call this meeting to order? We can. So the main thing for today is to review the year-to-date financial statements. We're getting close to halfway through the year. I don't know if when you were looking at it, was there anything specific in particular that you noticed? Oh, I do have an update on the South Street project. Their HCR closing meetings are starting, which means, doesn't mean that it's gonna happen soon, but means that it is getting closer to happening.
There's at least movement on the
Yes,
field.
yes.
There you go.
Because HCR can be very particular and can take a long time to get things done. So they're having weekly closing meetings until closing.
And now this is New York State HRC, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, not just Historic Review Committee here
No,
locally.
HCR, Home Community Renewal.
Gotcha.
So for the funding programs for these, they can take a while to get closed, but these meetings starting are a good sign,
Very good.
so.
And
Great.
the other project closed?
Still Street? Yes, we have the money from them.
Okay.
There's ongoing conversation with Indus about a pilot schedule and all of those things. They actually just got an email from them last week that Smith responded to today. So they're moving right along. They passed another hurdle recently with the planning board, so I think it's the planning board.
Well, they did CBA, and then last
They did
night was
it last night.
planning board.
Yeah, and
I didn't attend.
I think I saw in the paper that it got to the planning board. So, they're moving right along as well, which is great. So, yeah, it's tough coming.
There you go. So that is not reflective, the Still Street is not reflective yet here.
So Still Street, it would have already been reflected in the profit and loss. It was, I think it was just on the receivable report, but no, it's not. Yeah, so like it is in our cash account. We just pretty much spent it. But there's no longer receivable for them. The only receivable is, South Street, and then the $6,000 fee to do the technical, that test of reasonableness with Moines Ford and so they have to pay that fee up front, and then we'll pay Moines, and then give them back whatever they don't use. Gotcha. So that's all we've got in receivables at this point. I did do some cleanup of just like little tiny amounts, like $2 that were, like $2.50 that were like 10 cents here, 2 cents here, 10 cents here.
Oh, on
that
that
were like
receivable thing?
missing up all the receipt copy and extra. So there might be some small amounts that still look weird, but, oh yeah, like we've gotta like clean up this last 49 cents here. But other than that, cleaned up for like the receivables in particular. The due to government though, with the county piece of it, what did the auditors end up saying? Like, are we just holding that until the 2-year mark is up? Okay. Yep. Just hanging out there until we resolve it or it goes away. Right. Yeah. Now, look at how clean our AR aging is now. Like, there's still like a 5-cent situation with Seminary Commons because they overpaid us by 5 cents. But other than that, things are much more clean than they were.
With the South Street and the HRC you're talking about, so basically will they not pay that until that process is done?
Yeah, so the South Street, the 8151, that'll get paid when they close with us, which will be at the closing with HCR. Okay, so it'll be at the same time. So we're in good shape there.
And they're not looking at a pilot.
No.
So we don't have to worry about Rob, you know, with that piece of it, rethinking everything and doing things neat and tight.
they're not looking for a pilot, you're saying for South Street is not, but Still Street is.
Yes, and that's close already.
And so
That's set.
they're, okay.
That was the one that we kind of, held in abeyance, right? So like, was that something like from August of last year when we voted, and then,
And it just,
And
okay,
it was the taxable status, so there's a whole year that's gonna be outside the pilot.
okay. Cause I think that's probably it's definitely the first one that I've been a part of, like, from the beginning and following through to eventually that, or, yeah.
Yeah. So that one's done. We're gonna,
Okay.
I don't think we'll build them this year because, like I said, it was after the taxable status date when we actually closed. So this next round of pilots won't include a bill for them, they'll pay them local taxes, I believe, and then next year will be the first year of billing for.
you know, that's what they're, I don't know, choosing or the timing, the way it works, so.
I imagine it's probably the timing of how it works, because it's entirely possible that in this assessment, they could have gotten like a progress increase in their assessment. I don't know if they did or not, but that's a possibility. So it would have been probably better for them to try to get it before taxable status, but it didn't. So if they did get some kind of an increase for progress made, which they might not have, because they weren't that far along in February. But if they did, they're on the hook for that. But they didn't really start chugging away at it until a little bit later, so it's possible it's not gonna make a difference to them. Did you want to go back to the budget versus actual, or any particular?
Yeah, if we could, just really quick, just to look at it. Yeah, still like I can break it down, not that long, but we can jump to that if you want. There we go. Yeah.
That's too small?
No, that's fine.
Okay.
Well, that's great.
Yeah, so the funny thing here is that, like, we have all these, like, project receivables, and none of them are on this year's, you know?
Well, yeah, but that's the difference between, reporting and accounting, so.
And this will be a big one, so we'll get an application fee from them. We have not yet, because we don't have an actual submitted application from them yet. But we'll get an application fee from them. They will be, their, admin fee at closing could be 6 figures. That'll be nice. And then their pilot will have the monitoring, attached to it. So any project moving forward now it has the new policy attached to it. So all the monitoring fees, the amounts that or the things that we increased and added, all of that is in effect. So every application we get going forward will follow the new application fee, the monitoring fees, else on that, and the time frame that we put in there about time frame from approval.
I'm kind of surprised, so the professional services and then the contract services, I thought we.
So this number we made when we thought we were going to be doing it.
Yeah. And then the additional 2,500 for professional services.
I remember, this, I think, was just a timing thing of when the last payment, there, like, this includes, the actual includes, like, an extra.
Did that offset, the special project admin?
Nope.
When I look at it, I'll. Promise. not to jump all over the place, but the Harris report.
Yes.
When was that come up?
It felt it went in.
That's right. Yep, so did we do that like earlier this year?
Yeah, so we originally approved it in March, submitted it. I did get some questions back, and I responded, it was all just like,
Okay.
odd things that are happening with timing, and like when projects started versus when assessments change, and that kind of stuff, and, nothing needed to be changed.
Shirley was
Oh, good.
I don't remember that time of year. Oh my God.
Months ago. It's all right.
But yeah, Paris is done, so we have to submit our budget for next year.
So you started with, under contract, with Red Clover, the beginning of this year?
February.
Okay.
Actually, then we have the NRB with the contract, so, yeah, that made sense for the contract services, we did it based on the information that we had then.
Yeah, so it was, January was a little bit more than what we would have budgeted, that was still with MRB, and then my monthly fee is a little bit higher than this would have reported out to. We talked more about this, but there could be some, let me look at this audit.
Yeah, and the auditors would have accrued that, I would have thought, but I was just wondering because obviously I can't remember a couple months ago, so I was just trying to remember like
We'll have to fill this
what
like as best we
what
can.
that was.
Yeah, so they ended up charging us $15,000.
Oh. So,
Yeah, well, group.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so I guess that's, because didn't we do a 3-year contract with them?
Yeah, I'll ask them about this because in the 2024 letter, they indicated that the year-end 2025 audit would be $12,500, but they also say,
Was there an additional amount?
estimates based on anticipated cooperation from the personnel.
Yeah, we did.
I'll ask them about it because I have very little communication with them because of, like, giving them So I'm not sure why.
And it took out to be more, because that's all I thought it was, and I was like, well, we already had, like, so I was really, like, more questioning my own ability. It was like, why would I think that would be?
Right,
So,
yeah.
they did quote us 12.5 and then charge us 15, so I'll ask them about it.
Okay.
Yeah, it might just show that we're paying attention to the numbers.
Yeah, and then make them write that up. But overall, we're not even halfway through the year, we've already seen movement with the income, still have a bunch of projects coming through the pipeline. I still want to term for you, by the way. You still want that term from you, pipeline, I haven't come through the pipeline. And then, yeah. So, I was actually impressed also with the interest income received. I know it's like 25% of what we were, like, what we budgeted, but there's still time to do that once we get some cash flow. Yeah. But,
We're getting there.
yeah. Well, but I mean, that's kind of what our budget is based on too, is, like a new project and, I can, once again, just bring up, as we're looking at cash flow and like financial stability type of thing, like this is where, like, I mean, essentially it's an, profit in a sense, like to income, will be close to expenses. So.
If we can get some of this land sold. that would be-
Oh, yeah, so how, and I wasn't at the last meeting, So how, was it a long meeting? Was there a lot of discussion about?
It was a little bit long. This conversation happened mostly in executive session. There were no votes on it at this point. But we talk more about it. Do you want to go into executive session and talk about it, or get through the rest of the stuff?
Yeah, sorry, I was all over the place.
But yeah,
Let's get through
so
this and then,
we can come back to that.
okay.
But, yeah, we are expecting an engagement letter to consider at our meeting. Or, yeah, no one's pushed back against the email I sent, so everyone seems like okay with it, unless you have any concerns with the email that I sent about the broker situation.
Yeah, I mean,
But we can talk
did
about
your due diligence.
Okay. Yeah, so, not great, but if any of the things that come through, or any of the things in the pipeline come through, we'll be in good shape. Or even excellent shape. So, because like that one, that Indus project alone is, depending on where the final budget comes out, could be up 2 years of operating capital right there on its own. So, I mean, just having that in the pipeline, hoping it gets to the finish line, would not be bad for our finance. It definitely is a great term. What else? Table. We have no debt. Still have that net income situation, but that's really all the things we were just talking about. So, yeah, not much to, there's that damn site that's hanging out in the pilot checking account. I'll take it off their next pilot bill. I'll discount their next pilot bill.
Do you have, are there rules about that where it has to be the exact? Because I remember one of the outstanding checks was like something really small to another.
Well,
I didn't know if it was
the
like.
fact that they overpaid us by 5 cents, like, is better than if they underpaid us. But like, when we're talking 5 cents,
Right,
I don't
like
think
the,
the auditors are gonna care.
definitely a material, but I just didn't know if there was like an IDA rule of like it has to be exact. So I know like even for taxes, we have to, it's supposed to be exact, we have to go through like, yeah, no, but.
No, I'm just gonna save it and address it in the next pilot bill.
I mean, either way, to me, like, it doesn't stick out and be ugly, it's just there.
It's not like it's gaining us interest either.
No, yeah.
It's not an interest-bearing account, so like, it's not like we're holding on to any money that's making us money, you know?
And I just think it's really funny too, not to age any of us, but like, when you think about even when we were little, like, going down to like Maddie Street to hear, like, I got a nickel! And then you could, like, you could get so much, yeah. But now, I'm like,
It's like the smallest amount of currency anymore.
right,
That you can have physically.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so, I mean, not much to, there's really not much to report here. Things are looking good, continuing to just trying to like clean up little things in QuickBooks that have been in there, and, yeah. Keep on keeping on, the marketing committee will meet next week for the first time, and hopefully some of that activity will also drum up the pipeline, or add to the pipeline a little bit. I love that pipeline. But it's funny, because for every 10 things I have in my pipeline list, maybe 2 happen.
yeah, it seems like that's the nature of it though, right? It's, so, that's at least what I'm learning from this side of the table. Yes, this, and then even when you get that, point, it's gonna take a second to write responsible, but that's how it is. So I think that's why, like, when the finances, like, when we talk about the kind of asset piece, like, it's there, and I think it's good to be aware of it, but also just the nature of the industry is one project is gonna go
Yes, or questionable to non-existent.
Yeah, well, that's why I want to talk about it, because there needs to be awareness, but.
Yeah, or there could be something, like there's a project that was in the pipeline last year that we thought was gonna happen in the fall that hasn't moved forward yet, but probably still will,
Yeah.
you know, so it's sometimes just.
You wanna do an executive? We can just go and, yeah, so, I'll motion for executive session. Second. A little bit here.
That's, you said, right? And, okay, you're now back in your session. Is there anything else that you want to talk about?
But, oh, okay.
Great.
Well, thanks for,
Bringing us up to date.
yeah, let's see.
Our next meeting is,
We're still doing quarterly, right?
September, so that we can start doing the budget. Yeah, September 2nd.
All right, so and so as I was coming in tonight, of course, I'm sorry, I grabbed my computer, but I was thinking of like, okay, if we're doing quarterly, like, what are the big things to catch up on? I was like,